Steve Prescott's hands up! For Steve Prescott's hands up!
Hello and welcome to Series About Rugby League. I'm Joe Needley and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the fourth round of the Coral Challenge Cup. Now kicking us off was the Leigh Centurions against the Batley Bulldogs in an all Betfred Championship affair. The Centurions though continued their unbeaten start to 2020 with a 36-10 win over the Bulldogs. Now Batley did score tries through Tyler Dupree and George Senior, but Leigh's efforts from Liam Hood, Danny Addy, two from Ian Thornley as well as Ben Hellawell and Adam Higson helped them to a rather comprehensive win, with Ben Reynolds adding 6 goals. Next up was a grudge match perhaps, as the Sheffield Eagles edged out Halifax 20 points to 18 very late on. Ollie Davis's last gasp try, his second of the game, helped the Eagles snatch a revenge victory. It was revenge for the round 1 result that saw Halifax pinch the show with an 18-17 win late at the Shea in round 1. It was Sheffield's day, as in addition to Ollie Davis's 2 tries, Joel Farrell and Josh Guzdeck also added scores. Halifax's tries came from Matt Garsard, Paul Brearley, Jody Broughton and Jacob Fairbank, with a goal from Steve Tyrer. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for the Blue and Whites as they bowed out the Challenge Cup at the first hurdle. As well as Halifax in the Cup, their amateur side Siddle also took to the field against Newcastle Thunder. Siddle though really gave a good account of themselves, as they did score tries through Will Scrimshaw and Henry Turner, with a goal from Gareth Blackburn at one stage giving them a 10-6 lead. But a giant kill, with respect, was not to be, as the Thunder responded with tries from Alex Clegg, 2 from Sam Blake, as well as Sam Luckley, Mikey Wood and Joe Brown, with 3 goals from Reece Dean, helping the Thunder to the 5th round of the Coral Challenge Cup. Now, over in Calderdale saw Featherstone Rovers host the Barrow Raiders. Now, despite being a whole division between these two sides, the way this result panned out, maybe the weather was a leveler, but the way this result panned out, you really wouldn't have thought them to being in such a position. Now, Barrow Raiders did score tries through Luke Cresswell, Connor Terrell and Jordan Wallen, with Featherstone scoring through Craig Hall and Dean Parata. And with 2 goals from Jamie Dallimore, Barrow did lead 16-12 late on in the game before Gareth Gale went over, with Hall adding his 3rd goal to snatch a remarkable victory, you could say, for Featherstone, sending them into the next round and denying Barrow Raiders a famous victory. Now across the Pennines saw Swinton Lions host amateur outfit Lee Miners Rangers. However, Stuart Little's side really stood up to the plate here and gave a fantastic account of themselves. Though they started favourites and 2 divisions minimum higher, a 56-0 victory really sent out their signal that they are far from cannon fodder when they want to be. 4 tries from Michael Butt saw him be the star of the show, with 2 each for Will Hope and Richard Lepori, and a further 3 efforts from Sam Grant, Mitch Cox and Frankie Holton respectively, with Oscar Thomas adding 5 goals, sending the Lions easing through to the 5th round. Now another amateur outfit in Underbank took to the field against the Bradford Bulls, and though the Bradford Bulls managed their win as expected, nowhere near as easy as the Lions. Bradford ran out 22-0 winners down at the Tetley Stadium, thanks to tries from Adam Rooks, George Flanagan, Levi Nzongu and Rowan Milnes, with the latter also adding 3 goals. Now, despite the victory and a place in the next round, it was a result that left John Keir perhaps disappointed, and Underbank crediting themselves for such a strong effort. Now, leaving the country somewhat temporarily here, the North Wales Crusaders hosted Hunslet in an all-League One affair. Now, I did tip this one to be close and it lived up to expectation. Hunslet ran out 22-18 winners thanks to tries from Jim Watson, Tom Ashton, as well as 2 from Don Brambarney, the latter also adding 3 goals. Crusaders responded through Kieran Sherratt, Elliot Jenkins and Rob Masson, with Tommy Johnson adding 3 goals, but it wasn't enough for the Welsh outfit, as Hunslet managed a place in the 5th round instead. Another close call there, down in the capital, and London was certainly calling for the York City Knights, and they produced some top stuff as they recorded a famous and yet shock victory over the Broncos. York ran out 24-22, even though it was looking anything but that, as the Broncos started strongly with tries from Daniel Hanmash, Teo Agodo and Reece Curran. York it back through James Green, Jordan Baldwinson and Marcus Stock, and then London would then score another 2 efforts from Elwar Pelissier and Guy Armitage. They led 22-18 late on, only for Jimmy Kinehorst, who is no stranger at scoring last gasp tries, to go over late on to make it 22-all, and Connor Robinson, Nerves of Steel, added his 4th goal. Now back up north, all the Rochdale Hornets play against the British Army. Now Rochdale, they were expected to win, and they did just that with a 54-10 win over the British Army. Pete Earns and Sean Beaver scored tries for the Army. However, there was no stopping the Hornets. A hat-trick from Ben Calland and 2 from Jamie Tracy led the way, with further efforts from Andy Lear, Sam Hopkins, Sean Ainsger, Jack Higginson and Adam Hesketh, with 7 goals from Sam Freeman, helping Rochdale ease through to the 5th round. Of course, Whitehaven and Dewsbury was the game this weekend postponed, which will be played in due course. 2 to go, and the Widnes Vikings defeated Oldham 52 points to 12. It was the 2nd win for Widnes over Oldham this season, and though they were favoured, they really did give a strong account of themselves. Oldham's tries were from Dan Abram and Danny Langtry, with 2 goals from Abram, but there was no stopping the Vikings, as 2 tries from Sam Wild and Jack Johnson, as well as further efforts from Lloyd Roby, Dion Cross, Danny Craven, Kenneth Baker and Joe Edge, with Jack Owens adding 8 goals to send Widnes easing through. Now, last but not least, we have got Workington against Doncaster. And now this was a close one, but it was Workington who edged through. Workington Town obviously keeping the hopes high up for Cumbria in the Challenge Cup. Tries from Andrew Dawson, Blaine Marwood, Jamie Duran and Elliot Hall, with 3 from Carl Forber helping Workington through. A brace from Jason Talley for Doncaster and 2 goals from Matty Bahara wasn't enough, as Richard Horn's outfit had to bow out on this occasion. Well, which concludes the 4th round results of the Coral Challenge Cup, with the 5th round coming through soon. Make sure you have tuned in for that when it's announced. I'll be back with another video on reflection of that draw. I'm Joe Needley. Make sure you subscribe to Serious About Rugby League. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching.